Good morning. I am Jane from Imman Vesar College of Education. Today we are going to discuss about aims and objectives of teaching physical science. Physical science is the study of inanimate nature objects including physics, chemistry, astronomy, earth science and related subjects. It deals with the study of nature and properties of non-living matter and energy. There is a strong link between physics and chemistry. Structure of atoms, neutrons, proton, electron, number of atoms, etc. are common to both physics and chemistry. In physics, we study the entire universe. It includes study of planets, sun, moon, and study of stars, its distance from Earth, mass, rotations, cosmic rays, etc. In chemistry, we learn molecules, metals, nonmetals, chemical reactions, formula components of organic and inorganic, earth science, etc. Methods of preparing medicines for our daily usage, fertilizers, dyeing materials, cement, sugar, etc. are known from chemistry. The word science is derived from the Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. Various scientists have given various experience to science. Science is the intellectual and the practical activity encompassing the systematic study of structure and behavior of the physical and nature world through the observation and experiment. Science involves more than gaining of knowledge. It is the systematic and organized inquiry into the nature world and the phenomena. Science is about gaining of a deeper and often useful standard understanding of world. Science is the systematic knowledge of the physical and material world. Nature of physical science. The world is unstable. First one, the world is unstable. Science presumes that the things and events in the universe occur in consistent pattern. They are comprehensible through the careful systematic study. Scientists believe that through the use of the intellect with the aids of instruments, the extent the senses, people can develop pattern in all the nature. Second one, scientific ideas are subject to change. Scientific ideas are subject to change. Science is the process of producing knowledge. The process depends upon both on making careful observation of phenomena and on inventing theories out of these observations. Change in knowledge is inevitable because new observations, new challenges, prevailing theories. Third one, scientific knowledge is durable. Although scientists rejects the notion of attaining absolute truth and accept some uncertainty as part of nature, most scientific knowledge is durable. The modification of ideas rather than the outright rejection is the norm of science. Powerful construction tends to survive and grow more precise and becomes widely accepted. The next one, science cannot provide complete answers to all questions. Science cannot provide complete answers to all questions. There may many matters that cannot be usefully be examined in a scientific way. There are, for instance, beliefs that is the existence of supernatural powers. In other cases, a scientific approach that may be valid is likely to reject as irrelevant by the people who hold to certain beliefs, such as miracles, fortune telling, astrology, and superstitions. Next one, scientific inquiry. Fundamentally, the various scientific disciplines are alike in their reliance on evidence. The use of hypotheses and theories, the kinds of logic used, and much more. Scientists differ one another in what phenomena that investigate and how in they go about their work. Still, the exchange of techniques, information and concepts goes on the time among scientists, and there are common understanding among them about constitutes investigation that usually scientific value. Scientific inquiry is not easily described. There is no fixed steps that scientists always flow. No one path to the leads them to scientific knowledge. There are certain features of science that leads to more inquiry. Those features especially the work of professional scientists. Next one, scientific demands evidence. Science demands evidence. Scientific claims is settled by referring to observation of phenomena. Hence, scientists concentrate on getting accurate data. Such evidence is obtained naturally in laboratory. To make their observations, scientists use their own senses and instruments. To reliance on evidence, great value is placed on the development of better instruments and techniques of observations and finding of any investigator or groups are usually checked by others. Next one, science is a blend of logic and imagination. Scientific findings must conform to the people of logic reasoning, that is testing the validity of finding by applying certain criteria of inference, demonstration and common sense. Scientists do not work only with data and well developed theories. First they from tentative hypothesis about we things may use. Such hypotheses are widely used in the science for choosing what data to pay attention and what additional data to seek. Scientific concepts do not emerge automatically from the data or from analysis alone. Inventing hypotheses or theories to imagine how the world works and then post the test of reality is as creative as writing poetry, composing music, etc. Sometimes discoveries in science are more expectedly, but knowledge and creative insight are usually required to recognize the meaning of unexpected aspects of data that have ignored by the scientist leads to new discoveries by another. The next one, scope of physical science. The scope of physical science is elaborate. Physical science is the study of matter and energy at the scales, whereas chemistry is the study of matter and energy at the scale of atoms and molecules. We see in all our walks of lives, physical science influences. We depend on physical science for just about everything that make modern life possible. You could not turn on the light, make a phone call, or use a computer without the discoveries in physics or chemistry. People depend upon the physical science to lead to the comfortable and happy life. Persons having good physical science knowledge having lot of employment opportunities in the fields of education, production of household articles, department of transport, aeroplanes, communications, medicines, physical science laboratories, research institutions, or much more. Physical science candidates can make his career as assistant professor, physical scientist, astronaut, chemist, atmospheric scientist, material scientist, quality manager, geoscientist, technician, physical teacher and physical science teacher. Number of vacancies are available. New talented persons. Tata as the following companies: Tata UTC Aerospace, Industron Lever, Microsoft SanDisk, Motorola, Godrej Aerospace. Need and significance of teaching physical science. To teach the subject, when we are teaching any subject, it is primary fact to know the teachers or students. What is the purpose of teaching and what is the need of using teaching? Physical science is a very important subject. The aims and objectives of physical science teaching have undergone an immense change in the computer era in growth and development of the individual and to apply knowledge and skills in working place. We need physical science. Anyhow, which parts will tell the need and importance of physical science to know the world around us, to enable the individual to meet the demands of daily life, to understand the nature phenomena clearly, to develop self-confidence, self-reliance and patience, to apply physical concept and principles in a new situation, to apply physical science knowledge and skill in the working space, to apply science knowledge in the other school subject, to find the alternate methods while solving the problem, to develop the skill of handling laboratory instruments, observation and verifying the conclusions, providing useful work for lesson, to inspire and appreciable the scientists and their discoveries, to involve students in stimulating scientific thoughts. Significance of teaching physical science. To understand the scientific principles, laws and logic which is used to the present in future. To understand the science in healthy and truth. To understand the world around the nature and laws. To understand the various parts of science and their relationship. Second one, to obtain thinking skill. When students sit in classrooms or in laboratories to get physical education knowledge, they obtain several skills. Obtain the problem solving skill, obtain drawing skill, laboratory knowledge need in future. Next one, to obtain observation skill. Only in science subject 5 senses are used in the find the truth. Concepts and principles and observation property and find the truth with the help of experiments. To develop the scientific attitude, first one, to develop the scientific attitude, the students get the following scientific attitudes while learning physical science. Getting broad scientific attitudes, to get the interest in physical science, to obtain knowledge to solve the science problems, not to be believer of superstitious, to respect the views of others, to be open-minded, like that. Next one, to get training of scientific methods. Training means students solve the day-to-day problem using knowledge, obtain the scientific methods. Step in solving physical problems by scientific method. First one, identify the problem, then define the problem, then collect required data to solve the problem. Next one, forming hypothesis. Next one, testing hypothesis. Next one, applying the results in the various other situations. Then to create the interest in science. Teaching science help to participate scientific attitudes with interest. Students take interest in the participating scientific attitudes, namely science club, science excursion, field trip, science exhibition, etc. To know the physical science is needed for technical development. Next one, to know how physical science is used for technical department. We cannot attain technical development without the help of physical science. The things which we are using, the comfortable, are made with the help of physical science. The basics for industrial development is electricity. Physical science gives the various methods of preparing electricity. It gives various methods to keep environment without pollution. Next one, training for better living. A science student should know the ways for meaning of prevention and eradication of diseases and to maintain good health. Next one, to make our leisure time usefully. Physical science make our leisure time usefully by repairing household articles, photography, two-wheeler repairing, etc. From these activities, we understand the scientific concept clearly and it gives some remuneration. Next one, to prepare students for the future. Science helps to prepare the students for their future. In higher secondary studies, students should select the subjects according to their choice and keeping in mind their future. Schools should encourage students to select subjects to study engineering, technical, communication branches for their future. Apart from physics and chemistry, schools should encourage students to take new subjects like biophysics, astrophysics, computer science, biochemistry, etc. Students who study physical science in +2 stage will study the courses and make their future bright. These are about aims and objectives of teaching physical science. Thank you.